I'm here with my aunt today, and I will be doing a gathering interview regarding her career. I want to thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And I will start with the first question, which is, what first caught your interest in the field of education?
Well, Bella, because of my age, I'm 62. When I went to college, women traditionally had one of two careers. You were either a nurse or a school teacher. And so I just followed the path of teaching school.
Okay. Was this a field you always had an interest in, or did it come about later in life?
No, definitely later in life. Definitely.
Can you tell me more?
Yeah, when I was 22 years old, living here in Florida, we didn't have air conditioning in the schools, and it was just hot, and it was just long days, and it was a hard career. Not to say it's an easy career now, but now Hillsborough County School District offers so many more ways to make the teaching day enjoyable and appreciative to the classroom teacher.
Okay. What is your typical day like at work?
Well, I'm a floating substitute right now,
Mhm.
and so every day I have a different class. Yesterday I had was Head Start, and that was a lot of fun. And tomorrow I have middle school. So every day is something different, and I enjoy the flexibility of one day, being with little kids, the next day being with seniors. Sometimes I'm in a very poor school district, other times I'm in a very wealthy one. So I get to see the gamut of all the schools in Hillsborough County.
Okay. Do the children you teach cooperate most times, or do they give you a difficult time?
No, they're really pretty good, I have to tell you. I don't know whether they're just respectful because of my age, or when I go in there, I tell them, hey, look, I'm your substitute. This is the work your teacher has left. Let's get it done. I understand that you have work to do. And, once we get it all done, we can talk or whatever. But, no, they're really good.
That's good. Which grade do you find to be the easiest to teach, and which do you find to be the hardest, and why?
Well, I think the easiest, believe it or not, is 6th, 7th, and 8th, which is middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just, they're not little children. They're certainly not adults. They're just, kind of lost in there. And one minute they can be so mature, and the next minute they can be so goofy.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hardest grade for me is kindergarten, because they don't understand. They're so dependent upon you. Sometimes they just don't listen. It's because they don't understand.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Do you feel this takes a special type of person to handle this job? If so, what?
Yeah, definitely. People that go into teaching do not go into teaching for the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I applaud the teachers that make it a career. They log in 30 years or so. As you know, I did not do 30 years in teaching. I went into teaching, then I went to another field, and then I went back to teaching, I did something else. So teaching was always a great foundation for me. And I think teachers should enter the field and go out, because burnout is really high in the field of education.
What advice would you give someone who is pursuing this career?
I say do it, because the training is phenomenal, and it will prepare you for so many other things in life. It's a great background to have, a great foundation for your professional life. You can do so many things with it.
What do you find to be the easiest and most difficult part of teaching?
I think the most difficult part is the paperwork. They really do require a lot of paperwork and documentation. And I think the easiest part is the kids. I mean, they really are delightful.
Yeah.
They really are.
So the last question is, if you had to do it all over again, would you still chosen this profession?
Yeah, I sure would, because it allowed me freedom to go into other areas. As you know, I was a pharmaceutical rep for 20 years, and then I came back to teaching and got recertified. And then I sold real estate for 15 years, and now I'm getting recertified again and going back in my retirement years. I think it's great. It's a very noble, beautiful profession, and I wish others would come into it with that understanding.
All right. Well, thank you for coming here today and
Thank
helping
you.
me with my
Appreciate
interview.
it. Thank you.
Okay.